everybody. Today, Rahdo runs down Piepmatz, which is a set collection card game where 2 to 4 players are bird watchers keeping an eye out for those little songbirds. And the way it works is, on your turn, you will have 4 cards in your hand. I'm the start player here. And what you're going to do is you're going to play one of these birds to one of the perches where there are currently birds feeding. Now, in a 2 or 3 player game, there's only 2 perches. With 4 players, there's actually 3 perches, 3 cues that the birds are lining up for. But in this situation, I could play my level 1 blue finch or chaffinch, my level 5 yellowhammer, my level 6 bullfinch, or my level 6 sparrow. And which one am I going to go for? Let's go on ahead and play this level 5 yellowhammer, or Goldeimer, as it's known in German. Or here's the original Latin, if you prefer. All right, so I can play it to this queue or this queue. I'll put it over here. Now, after you add a card to the queue, you total up the sum value of all the birds in that queue. Right now, there's just one, but sometimes they might build up to have several over here while they're waiting their turn at the feeder. If the sum total of all the birds is greater than the bird currently feeding, that bird says, right, time for me to go. There's a big queue here, and they fly away. And the player who played the card will collect this and try to do some set collection. Because this level 3 sparrow is worth 2 points at the end of the game if I have the majority of sparrow cards in my collection. So I'm going to collect this. But before I do that, I compare the difference between the queue and the bird that's sitting on the perch. In this case, 5 minus 3 is 2. The difference is 2. So I look at the line of seed cards here, which are bonus points, and I count up 2. 1, 2, which means I collect this seed card, which is worth 3 sweet, sweet points. So this goes over here into my collection. Hooray! And like I said, this bird flies away, so I've begun to collect sparrows, and now the perch is empty. So of all the birds that are in the queue, the biggest, toughest one hops up and starts chowing down. And that was my turn. At the end of my turn, I need to fill my hand back up to 4. I can draw a blind, or any of these. These all represent birds that are off in the trees just waiting. And this was a bird that jumped on the ground, got in the queue, and then eventually started eating. So what am I going to take here? Well, maybe I want to keep on collecting more sparrow cards so I can try to hold on to my majority. So, or I could draw a blind and see what I get, but hey, you know what? A nice level 4, that's not too bad. Let's go on ahead and take it. All right, and then a new one comes out. Ooh, more sparrows. All right, that was my turn. It is now Jen's turn. And her starting hand, she has a 1, a 5, a 5, and a 3. Oh, now so she's got a bit of a problem. There are 2 big bad birds eating, and they are not going to be scared away by any of Jen's bird. They are just not strong enough. So Jen is going to have to play, this 5 is not strong enough by himself to scare away the 5, let alone the 6. If Jen had a level 6 bird, she could scare away this Goldhammer and score it for herself. But as it is, Jen's not going to score either way. So what happens now is Jen still has to play a card. She will go on ahead and play this level 3 blue chaffinch, the Buchfink. And she will put it... shoot. Before we go on, I forgot one more thing. At the end of my turn, after I refilled my hand, also the seed queue had to refill. Oh, a big 3-pointer up there. All right. And by the way, this seed deck, this is the timer for the game. Once it's empty, we tally up, see who has the majorities in all the birds. So anyway, so Jen's going to play this level 3, and she will put it over here. All right. So it's jumping in the queue. And now, the sum total of all the birds on the ground in the queue is not greater, so that means Jen does not get to collect this bird, does not get to collect any bird bonus seeds, but she does still get something. This is a 3. Anything that is a 1, a 2, or a 3 in her hand, she can immediately collect and put into her own collection. So she played the 3. She'll go on ahead and take this 1, which is equal to or less, and she will collect that bird. So now Jen is in the lead on green finches. If she has the majority of them, she'll score those green finches at the end. Although, he's a little weak one, so he's only worth 1 point. But hey, it's something. So that was it, and as you can see, a queue is starting to build up for this feeder. And now Jen, she needs to refill her hand by 2. And, let's see. Hey, there's a bunch of these bullfinches. Let's have her grab another one. And, alrighty. She would like to get, is she going to grab a sparrow? Is she going to try and fight me for sparrows? Yeah, she will. She'll take that 5-pointer. And then a 3 comes out. Oh, Wow, that is very exciting for me. Very, very exciting. I want this because, like I said, at the end of the game, we will score points for all the seed cards we've gotten and all the birds we've gotten that we have the majority of that particular species. But in addition to that, and even if we don't have the majority, if at the end of the game we have a mating pair, which means two birds of the same color and the same value. See, this is a male and a female. A mating pair is worth 5 bonus points, whether you have majority or not, plus the points if they do have majority. Boom. Okay, so I, at the end of my turn, am going to grab that card and try to get it into my collection. So but in the meantime, what am I going to do? Well, let's see here. So Jen played a 3-5. So if I play a 3 plus 3 is 6, which would beat this, which means I'd only get this. I would like to beat this 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need a 9 here, which means if I play my, my 6 bullfinch here, this queue is now much bigger. And so this guy's going to run away scared. And 9 minus 5 is 4, gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom! It's got a nice big 3-pointer building off of what Jen did. This comes away, and so now my collection is getting bigger. I'm trying to get a majority of yellow hammers and sparrows. And now, of the 2 birds that are remaining, the strongest one gets to jump up into the queue, waiting to be grabbed. Okay. And as always, a new card comes out. A squirrel. Okay, this deck is mostly seed values, but occasionally you'll come across a squirrel or a crow. What happens when you draw them is you put them on the lowest seed card that doesn't have a pest on it. So now, in the future, if I beat an existing bird by 1, which means I take the card in the number 1 slot, I'll also take the squirrel, which will follow me home and destroy, or make me discard 2 of my seed cards. Ouch! Alrighty, and let's see, there we go. And I'm refilling my hand, and there we go. Boom. Now on a future turn, I don't want this to go out into play because then Jen might grab it. So if I, say, play this 4 over here, it'll be low. And because I didn't get to claim this card, I could claim this and get my lovebirds together. And so on. That's the name of Piepmatz. We keep playing like that every turn. Play a bird and potentially catch some birds and some seeds until this deck runs out. All the while trying to avoid the squirrels that'll eat your seeds, or the crows that will force you to discard, not randomly, but one of the birds from your biggest collection of birds. And the thing is, the more these pests fill up, the tougher and tougher it is to beat the high values so you can get to the seeds that aren't worth it. But you know what? Sometimes it's worth taking a squirrel, losing some seeds to get a mating pair, for example. And that's it, folks. Piepmatz Little Songbirds is a very sharp, charming, fast-playing little abstract game. I call it abstract, but that's not really fair because, a lot of the rules do make sense. I mean, you can intuitively understand, the birds are feeding. When there's too many birds, they get scared away. And then that's when we watch them and i.e. collect them. The toughest bird in the queue jumps up to the top. Jen, I have very much enjoyed it. She loves it, in large part, I think, because we've recently got a bunch of bird feeders in our backyard, and she really likes doing bird watching, so the theme is very attractive to her. But it's also a sharp game with a lot of surprising subtleties. Pushing your luck, putting a card out that might get taken from you, but you really want to keep it and grab it before somebody else does. A long-term strategy about, trying to avoid the pests, all of that. And ultimately area control by trying to have the majorities of all the different types of birds. Very sharp right up to end. I would say my only complaint, what does the box say? Around 30 minutes? Yeah, maybe. I mean, for me and Jen, it seems like it went on a little bit longer. I guess we just need to play it a little bit more till we get a bit more streamlined. But like I said, there's a surprising amount of crunchiness. There's a surprising amount of stuff to think about. The super simple decision of put a bird on the left or the right side. But anyway, folks, that is Little Songbirds, Piepmatz, and that is the rundown. Thanks very much for watching. Have a very nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.